All right, here we are getting ready to leave Colorado. The dog is packed. Don't mind my dirty windshield. And we are shutting our garage, saying goodbye and hitting the road. This is our first night in Utah. We just kind of camped out in the middle of nowhere on the side of I-70. Had a really pretty desert sunset, and then we were back on the road the next day, heading through these cool mountains. And then we stopped at Lake Mead for our second night of camping. It was really hot here. We pulled up to Marina, California, where we would be staying with Kellen and Kevin for the first week while our rental was getting ready. And this is the first beach we went to. We went there the very first night. It's called Moss Landing, and it was really stinky actually. But my best friend Kellen loves that beach, so we had to give it a try. These beach pictures are just from a different beach that is not as stinky. And there's her dog Mac. I feel like she's gonna watch this video and just cackle because we just kind of joke about Moss Landing. It's just really funny to us. One of our favorite things we've liked to do so far from our Seaside house is ride our e-bikes. You can't see the bikes in this picture, but we rode our e-bikes up and down this bike path. It takes like 15 minutes from our house on that bike trail to get to some really fun spots and to sightsee. So that's been a really fun thing we've really enjoyed. This is actually at Pismo Beach or Avila Beach, where we are moving to next. We went down to see Silas's buddy Matt and his girlfriend Lauren and hang out with them for a couple of days. And then of course Jerry had to get some surf lessons. He it wasn't so sure about the waves, but he had a lot of fun. Jerry would also get really concerned about Silas like being out in the ocean. He's like trying to get to him or help him, I don't know, but he just wanted to be out in the water with Silas. There he is crashing over the surfboard. He just really doesn't understand the waves at all. So we just have to keep a super close eye on him. Here's a bunch of little sea otters just floating around, holding hands, eating oysters, clams, floating around. It was really cute to watch them. Coming up in one of the next videos, I have to pause the cool music for a live band that we saw in Paso Robles. So yeah, that funny video of that band was on Halloween, and this older couple was just jamming out, having the time of their life. It was really funny. And then we had our first beach bonfire night with Kellen and Kevin, which was so fun because, I mean, one of the main reasons, or like the reason we moved to Monterey specifically, was to hang out with Kellen and Kevin, be closer with them. So it has been super fun, really great. This was a beautiful sunset. We obviously had like a full-on photo shoot because it was so pretty out. Kellen and I also had a goal of taking surf lessons while we were here, and it might be one of the funnier things we've ever done. At one point she looked over and my feet were over the top of my head because I was just getting wrecked by some waves, but it was just hilarious. And then this is in Capitola, which has been one of our favorite places to visit. This is just some leftover photos that didn't make it into our Capitola video. Here's Jerry on his sunny front porch. He loves watching the people go by. And then in this next picture, he jumped up in the middle of our card game because he was annoyed we weren't paying attention to him. I'm close by to Kat and Michelle, who live up in the Bay Area, so they're like an hour and a half away. So it's been really good to get to hang out with them a little bit more. There's some girlfriends that I've kept in touch with pretty well over the years, but don't get to see as much, so that's been really nice. We drove down the coast and went to Big Sur, and we stopped at this little spot that had a river. And of course Silas was like, oh man, I see the biggest crawdad ever in there. And so he rolls up his pants and he goes and gets it, and he is so happy. Look at him with his crawdad. Very, very pleased with himself. Here's Jerry sticking his head out the window. We were driving by some cows, and Jerry loves cows. So he was just enjoying the sights. Also, like, look at these cows just living by the ocean. Got a nice view of this cool rock. Yeah, Jerry was super into him. He loved it. Oh, and then we just took a little selfie by I think that one's Bixby Bridge. It's pretty famous in Big Sur. It was a super pretty day. The water's so clear here. It was like kind of foggy and then sunny and then foggy and sunny. And Jerry was having a good time getting in the water, having fun. We have a screen door on the front, and Jerry learned how to open it himself, which is super nice because then he can push it open and go outside, and he can open it and come back in, which is adorable. And here we have a sea lion. We know it's a sea lion because its ears are on the outside. Just working on our identification of different critters. This is a day that we rode our bikes down to the pier so Sai could go fishing. And these cute little otters were busting open clams, trying to get the goodies inside, floating. It was cool. There were also some scuba divers in this area while Sai was fishing and I was sightseeing, so that was interesting. They scuba dive in this kelp forest because it's got cool wildlife, as exhibited by sea lions and seals and otters. If you've watched any of our other videos yet, you know that Silas did not catch a fish this day. This is just us cruising down that bike path we really enjoy. It's just really nice because we can get onto the bike path pretty easily from our house and then ride all the way into Monterey, which I'm not sure we'd really drive and park and sightsee quite as much in Monterey itself, like down by the wharf and all that, if we weren't riding the e-bikes there. So it's just nice to be on a trail and not be on the street with the cars. So it's always nice to get out and about and do that. I feel like this video is gonna drive Silas crazy because a lot of this footage and videos is from before we knew that everything had to be horizontal for it to fit in the frame better. So you'll notice a lot of pictures look really zoomed in or cropped. It's just the way that we took them on our iPhone. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but you live and you learn. Like I said, we are definitely not influencers, so bear with us as we learn how to operate iMovie because it's definitely not my forte. I'm not savvy like that. Here's Jerry getting another stick in the ocean because that is his #1 favorite activity in the world. Oh, here's a nice picture from when Lizzie visited. We had a really, really, really great 2 days while she was here. I feel like we did a lot, had an action-packed fun day, going to the beach, getting lunch, playing with Jerry and shopping, and then we had a really relaxed day where we played a bunch of games and it was rainy. Oh, here's me and Jerry cuddling. He is just the cuddliest dog ever. This is Jerry out to lunch with me and Silas. He gets a dog burger when we go to that restaurant. It's at a dog hotel, so yeah. Again, don't worry about how Jerry is acclimating. He is 100% doing fine. Look how fast he is. Wow. we were walking down the beach and Silas goes, "Oh man, I think that's Jimmy." And so here's Silas talking to his older gentleman friend named Jimmy, who taught him everything he knows about fishing and catching perch. The end.